Hanuman has just completed what nobody else could do. He had found Sita, but now he's thinking of the war. And so Hanuman did something that was sure to enrage Ravan. He destroyed the Ashokvan. He uprooted trees, broke down branches, breached the ponds. And when Ravan heard about this, he sent some of his ferocious warriors to tackle Hanuman, to deal with him. The Rakshasas attacked Hanuman, and soon they were all dead. Hanuman fought with whatever he had, crowbars, rocks, and so on. Ravan sent another group, and again another group. Every time the result was the same. The Rakshasas lay dead. And finally, Ravan sent his son Meghnad, also known as Indrajit, for he had defeated Indra. Indra and Hanuman fought ferociously until finally Indrajit used his Brahmastra and trapped and snared Hanuman, then tied him up with ropes and victoriously dragged him back to the court. In the court, one of the Rakshas generals asked him, "Who are you? Why are you here?" Hanuman looked at Ravan and said, "O king of the Rakshasas, I wanted an audience with you. And to get your attention, I destroyed the Ashokvan. Your people attacked me, and I killed them in self-defense." And then Hanuman continued, "I am Ram's envoy, ambassador." Ram was staying in the Dandak forest together with his wife, Sita, and brother Lakshman. And one day Sita went missing. See, Hanuman does not start aggressively with Ravan. He starts off in a mild manner. He says, "Sita went missing. Ram has formed an alliance with Sugriv, the king of the Vanaras. Thousands of Vanaras are looking for her. I am one of them. I came here and saw her in your garden. Now you know very well that keeping Sita here is not right. Let her go." And then Hanuman's tone changed. He spoke more forcefully. He said, "Remember what happened in Janasthan." The entire Rakshas force was wiped out by Ram. He said, "Remember what happened there. Don't let the same happen here. There has never been, nor will ever be, anyone who can defeat Ram. Let Sita go. Don't tie the noose of death around your neck." Ravan exploded in anger. He ordered, "Kill him." But his younger brother, Vibhishan, stepped in, and he reminded Ravan that an envoy, an ambassador, can never be killed. He said, "Of course, what this Vanar has done should not go unpunished, but you can give him some other punishment." Ravan then thought about it, and he had a wicked idea. He said, "Kapinang kilalangulam ishtam bhavati bhushanam." This tail that the Vanars wear as an ornament is very dear to them. See, once again, he's calling it an ornament, something that they could take off. But he said it's very dear to them. So set fire to this Vanar's tail and take him around the city. This turned back on Ravan very badly. And we'll see this as well in a video.
Ravan's men quickly grabbed Hanuman, tied strips of cloth around his tail, dipped it in oil, and set it on fire. Hanuman's heart was burning with anger. Poetically, he grew his size like a forest fire fed with dry wood. The Rakshasas started pulling at his binds to parade him through the city. At first, Hanuman resisted. But then he thought, "I have seen Lanka at night. Now I must see the city during the day. Avashyameva drashtavya maya Lanka nishakshaye." And so, as the Rakshasas marched him through the streets and squares of the capital, Hanuman went happily along. By the way, if you are still not sure whether Hanuman's tail was real or something that he put on, consider this. First, Ravan clearly calls it an ornament. Bhushanam. And second, when Hanuman's tail was set alight, he was physically not hurt. But yes, he was wild with rage, as he considered this a great insult. Crowds gathered and watched the spectacle with glee. Hanuman also watched, making careful observations. Some Rakshasis went and told Sita that the Vanar she had spoken to was being taken through the streets with his tail on fire. Sita's heart sank, and she prayed for Hanuman to come through this safely. When Hanuman reached the gates of the city, he saw his chance. There was not much of a crowd there. He deftly freed himself from the bonds, made a surprise attack on his captors, and within moments finished them off. Now he stood there alone, at the gates of Lanka, his tail burning. And he thought, what else can I do that will strike at the hearts of these Rakshasas? Hanuman had noticed earlier that the fire at the end of his tail was not reaching his body. The other end of his tail was not hot at all. It was like a fire torch. And he thought, I shall use this torch to set fire to Lanka. By now, Hanuman knew the layout of the city very well. He headed for the quarters that had the mansions of the senior-most Rakshasas. He went from one building to the next, setting each one ablaze with his tail. And finally, he went into Ravan's palace complex and set it on fire too. A breeze was blowing, and the fire spread across the city. The flames leapt up, and molten gold flowed down from the walls. The palatial structures crackled in the blaze and tumbled to the ground. Hanuman roared. The Rakshasas ran around helter-skelter, trying to save their wealth and their lives. They looked at Hanuman and wondered fearfully, is he really a Vanar, or is he Yamaraj, the Lord of Death? By now, the whole city was on fire. The giant blaze was radiant like a million suns. It was like the fire of dissolution, the end of time. And soon, Hanuman had reduced the city of Lanka to ashes. Hanumata Lankapuram Pradagdham. Iti ha asa. That is how it happened.
So a big blow to the Rakshasas.
Military themed diplomat,
Yes.
right? You don't view him that way until you read the Valmiki Ramayana. You kind of visualize an ape-like divine being using his tail to burn the whole city.
Yes. Yes. Even here, notice which parts of the city did he go through?
The richer
The
parts.
houses of the senior-most Rakshasas, these are the leaders. Let's strike fear in their hearts. Hanuman's strength and power is well known. But what a lot of these things bring out is also his intelligence, his diplomacy, war strategy, and also his singular focus on getting things done. I think his message is never give up. And that's what comes through in the Sundarakanda. After this, Hanuman put out the fire on his tail, and as he looked at the smoldering ruins of Lanka, he was struck by a fear. What about Sita? What if she was injured, or worse, in this fire? He rushed back to the Ashokvan. Thankfully, Sita was safe. And then he came back to the shore and then used the same technique that he had used earlier to go across the ocean.
Nothing said about Ravan's reaction.
No, not at to the burning of Lanka. No. Surely it was a big shock to him.